Hey, everybody. Welcome to the We Cool podcast. I am here, your host, Grant Winkles, with my co host, Ryan Call. We have a guest third mic in the building today. Tommy Bayer is out learning to surf or doing
God knows
some
what.
bullshit, doing Tommy stuff. So we got Natalie in the building, a.k.a. at JBFan911 on Twitter. What's up, Natalie?
That's true. How's it going?
That is true. That is your name. This is the first time we've met you, Natalie.
Yeah.
What first impressions go?
Well, you said how tall you were,
Yeah.
so I'm like, but I haven't seen you stand up yet. So
I
I
am
was like,
6 feet tall.
So I was like, you are?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan and
lying.
I are both 6 feet tall.
Oh, okay. Congrats.
So for the listeners, Ryan and I are both 6 feet tall. Wait, you got to be about 7 feet tall, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 6'11".
6'11". All right. So JB fan 911. Is that what? Did you get your start on Justin Bieber Twitter? Is that
No.
what's going on with
Oh,
this?
that's so funny though. Okay, so when I started like going viral and stuff, I changed it from like my full name to JBFan911 because JBFan901 was like my first email.
Okay.
And so I was like, but that was taken. But it means Jonas Brothers.
Jonas Brothers.
Yeah,
So
that's
not even
why-
Justin Bieber.
No, or Joe Biden.
Oh.
A lot of people are like, she loves Joe Biden.
Yeah,
I can tell.
and 9/11. Was that any of the
No, I was thinking 911 like,
like it's
the
an
cops.
emergency? How much I love Jonas Brothers?
yeah, sure. But then I'm like, wait, the cops are kind of controversial too.
Yeah.
9/11's not really controversial.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Depends on the take you have.
I mean, it's hilarious. Like we can all. Oh, I'm just immediately delving into controversy. I don't. We've covered this before. It shouldn't be controversial to say September 11th is hilarious. We're all millennials, right?
Yeah.
That's So yeah, you have a great Twitter. That's how we know you,
Uh-huh.
right? So how did you start going viral? Like, what's your? I don't know. Give us a little lowdown on the old Twitter over there.
I think I my first viral tweet, it was like about water. I started drinking a ton of water. And I was like, I have all these like superpowers now. Like I feel good. Like I feel happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I kind of like made it dramatic, and then that went viral. And then people just click on your page, and some start following you, and then if you keep making funny tweets.
See,
Wait.
this is interesting because I haven't found that to be the case with my Twitter.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. I like had a lot of local people following me anyways, so it was like,
You had your base.
yeah. And so like, I don't know. I don't know. There was no like,
Do you think you started like the Water Boys fad on the internet? Are you familiar with like
no.
Water Boys is like there's like a whole subculture of people that are just obsessed with drinking water.
Oh, I don't know.
What's the thing with the girls who have the insulated water bottles and they
Oh,
wear
Hydro Flask?
and they
Yeah.
wear all the things on their wrists.
Oh,
and
Visco Girls.
Visco Girls.
Yeah.
Did you start Visco Girls with
no,
that tweet?
No, I didn't. But that would have been cool.
I
'Cause
think
would've
you
made,
did.
I would make fun of them.
What you do make fun of them?
Yeah, I do have a Visco though.
What is a Visco?
It's just like a photo editing app, and there is like a social media side part of it where you can like upload your photo. But like, it doesn't show how many likes you have, and like.
What?
What's the point then?
I know, right? I don't know. I just do it for like quick photography stuff. If
Sure.
I'm like have a picture on my phone,
Okay.
but otherwise I'm not like.
So you get followers and stuff, or do you?
I don't know.
Okay. So you use it to you use
I'm
it
not-
to edit a photo
yeah,
for
I'm
a
not.
different.
Yeah, I'm not like looking to get Visco famous. That's
Damn
a
it.
Thing.
Because you
We
wouldn't
are,
even
and
know.
that's the only reason we asked you on this podcast. We're trying to get Visco famous. They make noises and stuff.
Oh, like
yeah,
that sounds like a cat. Just come here.
yeah. That's what I do to my cat.
That's nice.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's re-intro this pod. I feel like we're getting.
Well, this is like an interview heavy
Yeah.
episode so far, whereas normally we don't interview each other because I don't want to know about Grant or Tommy, especially Tommy.
Yeah.
Maybe
Tommy's
Grant.
annoying. We sent Tommy to California. That's going to be the behind the scenes on this.
That's our what would they do in Soviet Russia where they would send him somewhere?
Exile. Yeah, Tommy is in exile
But
because
there
of
was
his voice.
There's a place they would send him.
Oh, to
Gulag or-
Siberia.
Yeah.
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 And yeah, Siberian death camp type thing. That's
Cool.
actually where Tommy is. This is
He's
That's raw as
surfing.
hell.
it very much is. It very much is. I guess I was wondering, when we were setting this up, you graciously retweeted our call for anonymous apologies. And just to catch the listeners up, this is We Cool Podcast. This is the podcast where we apologize for our wrongdoings. We demand other people apologize to us for the wrongs they have committed towards us. And also we get anonymous apology submissions from our listeners, and we apologize for anything that people can apologize for. You're a therapist, and you said that we possibly erroneously claimed that a therapist has to turn somebody in if they confess a murder to a therapist. Now
So wait, they do or don't?
well, this is what we said they do.
And then I also have questions
Yeah.
about therapy after this.
Okay. Tommy said you're bullshit therapist. I was a little offended. But
Yeah.
I know some suck. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what we're saying is there's a podcaster listener privilege that we have, and we won't turn people in if they confess to a crime or want to apologize for committing a murder or something hilarious like that. But you say a therapist might not have to.
Yeah, no, if there's not like an imminent threat to anyone and they're not like trying to hurt themselves or hurt anyone else, you do like an assessment for homicidal ideation, and if there is no threat, then you ain't gotta say nothing.
So wait, like if a person is like, I killed a person 15 years ago, you could just be like, well,
Just be like, so how do you feel about that?
and they're like, great. It still feels good.
He's like, I'll be like, so you want to do it again? And they're like, no. And I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Cool.
But yeah, there's.
But if they said yes,
then
what do
I'd
you
be
do?
like, I would be like, well, do you have a plan? Like, who are you thinking of? And if they give me that information, there's obviously contact the cops or the authorities. And there's also, like, a duty to warn. So if they give me, like, a name of a person, I have to, like, get in contact with that person and be like, hey, this person is trying to kill you.
Interesting.
Wow.
But if it's like
that would be an intense phone call.
Yeah.
that would be.
Yeah, I don't know how much, like, the authorities intervene in that interaction.
You're
but
just like sliding into their DMs,
Yeah,
like,
like,
hey,
LOL, like,
You're like at Hennepin police.
not to be dramatic, but, like,
It'd be so funny if you not even messaging them, but just tweeting that.
that's the duty to notice.
I tag them in it.
Yeah, it's a subtweet and one of
You
your
quote
bigger
one of their
tweets.
tweets,
Yeah.
Okay, so I have you're a therapist. I have some questions. Okay, so you're a therapist. I've heard like a lot of people who go to therapy will like they'll talk about making their therapist laugh, or like or the opposite, where they say something that's they think's really funny, and then the therapist is like, okay, but let's explore that because that actually means something. I've never heard like from the perspective of an actual like a therapist being like, yeah, they're not laughing at my. Have you ever had a patient be like, let's explore?
I did have students last year be like, I just like sit down with them. I'm like, all right, so what's going on? Like, how was this week? They'll like be like, good. How was yours? Like, tell me. The kids are always like super interested, and they'd always like, how old are you? I'm like, you don't get to know that because if you knew, you would respect me less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Do you ever show them your Twitter and you're just like,
oh
see?
my god, no,
Have
that's
you had
like.
a student find you on Twitter?
Oh my gosh. So I did have that happen. It was like in February. And so I had gone like 9 months into this internship without having them find it. And there was like this meme they printed out and something about like depression being the goblin in your head. I can probably find the picture somewhere, but I think it was already a created meme, like they didn't create it. And it was just laying in the stairwell. And so like, this is funny. Like, I love working with high school students. So I took a picture of it and said that. And you could see, like, the yellow window panes in the staircase in the photo. And it went viral. And it was, like, at, like 136,000 likes or whatever. And I had kids come to I stepped out of my office, and these kids came up to me and be like, it's you. And I'm like,
oh. How quick did that happen?
That was
that the same day?
That was the same day.
Oh my
Fuck.
god.
Yeah. And I was like, and like none of my coworkers, I don't tell people about my Twitter really, unless they just find it themselves. But like, I can't just be like, hey, I don't know how to deal with this. Like, and so like I try to keep my Twitter pretty appropriate, anyways, for the kids. But
I like to picture you getting brought into the principal's office and being like, you didn't credit whoever left that meme on the floor. This is a real issue for us here at...
We take plagiarism very seriously.
Yeah.
Online meme plagiarism.
Yeah, no. One of the first kids that came up to me, he's like, "You stole my clout." I'm like, man, I really feel for you. I'm sorry.
That student was Tommy Bayer. God, that is... Wow.
Yeah, so I was like sweating the rest of the day, like trying to hide. And so like some kids who I didn't even know would be like the rest of the year, they'd be like, "Hey, Natalie." I'm like, I didn't know my name. Like,
Jesus.
so, but I mean, I deleted the tweet. It was really hard.
That would make me like...
Oh, imagine getting more than 30 likes on a tweet and having to delete it.
Yeah. Actually, this is funny that you bring that up, because last night I tweeted a thing. It was a book that I found, and it was called The Cracker Factory. And I said, I can't believe somebody wrote a whole book about my mom's uterus. And then I got a DM today from
your mom.
Yeah, she was like, I can't believe somebody wrote that book. But somebody was like, hey, just so you know, like cracker, they call white people crackers because they were slave drivers and they were cracking whips.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you would want to be referring to yourself as a slave owner in this tweet. And I was just like, oh damn, for real? I did not know that. Still haven't deleted the tweet.
It's like, yeah, I'm not her.
That got like 45. Like,
there you go.
I should definitely delete it.
You should quote tweet it and go, I was recently informed that this is bad, but I'm not going to take the tweet.
If you're offended by it,
she wasn't
fuck
offended.
you.
like,
That's...
like, take a step back, ladies.
Yeah. What's more unwoke? You know, leaving the tweet up and owning my colonizer status, or taking it down and erasing my colonizer status?
I think what you should do is you should buy a house with a lawn, and you should print that tweet out and put it on the lawn.
Okay, that is way beyond my means, but I will, starting right now, I'm going to make a life plan to make that happen. Okay. In 25 years, it will happen. I was walking downtown Minneapolis the other day, though, and I saw somebody had made a billboard, and it was just a tweet on the billboard.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, like, I got to fucking invest in some billboard space.
But also, it's like, what do you want people to do with that tweet on the billboard? You can't retweet the billboard.
Yeah, all of a sudden, like, every billboard downtown has the same tweet on it.
I bet in 5 years you will be able to do that, though.
You'll be able to like onto a billboard.
Well, like you'll take, if a billboard has a tweet, you'll like go on your phone and you could like sync up and retweet it, maybe. You know.
That's like at the Twins games when you would like take a picture and like hashtag it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, the future. You know, the future is now. Speaking of Twitter, we're on Twitter a lot. That was a great chime in right there. Thank you. Somebody replied with an apology to the call for apologies that we said. This is Panic, and we're not going to anonymize this person because they replied on your tweet. They said, Panex, at Panex Dell, I'm sorry my ass wasn't enough of a dump truck for you.
Were they saying that to you or just...
I don't know, because I don't know them, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think they follow you.
I've never, rejected someone because...
You've never used those words?
I've never,
it could work out, but I just don't think your ass is enough of a dump truck.
Yeah.
Can you imagine breaking up with somebody and saying that? Like,
you might get a laugh.
Let's do it right now.
Okay, so we've been
dating. Yeah. Okay, married. Let's say no. We've been engaged for 4 years. Okay.
And
the no wedding date. The wedding date is set, but the wedding isn't planned.
And I've been waiting for you to set the wedding date, and I've told my family.
Okay, and I'm the one breaking up with you. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Hey,
Ryan. Yes.
Hey.
Yes, please come in. This is amazing. I was just going to ask you to come in.
Yeah, you always
here.
keep your door closed, so I thought I'd knock before I came in.
Well, thank you for obeying the rules that I set out.
You have a sign on the door that says...
When I flip the sign over, you know it's okay to come in.
Without knocking. It's Grant.
Ryan, can you sit down, please?
Yeah.
You know, we've been dating for 13 years, engaged for 4.
Yeah, I love you. I love you so much.
I love you too.
You're... Okay, so real quick, out of the scene, you're doing a horrible job at breaking up so far. You're reciprocating love. Okay, but now we'll go back into the scene. I love you so much, and if you ever broke up with me, I don't know what I would do. Something crazy, probably.
I'm sorry.
What are you sorry for?
Your ass just isn't enough of a dump truck.
What does that even mean? What are you saying?
It's over.
What do you mean it's over?
It's over, Ryan.
Are you breaking
I'm
up with me?
hanging a new
because
sign on the door. Read it.
that says your ass isn't enough of a dump truck for me. So now
Get the fuck out.
okay.
The wedding is
This
off.
is my house that you live in.
No.
Okay.
All right. That went well.
And
That was
scene.
good. That was good.
Was that good?
Yeah, it really like kind of triggered some past memories for me.
Honestly, it got a little too
Was it-
real, I felt like.
Yeah, my palms are sweaty.
I had a really amicable breakup like a couple months ago
Mhm.
where
Very cool.
she
How do
started
you
to
feel
break
about that?
Great. She started to break up with me, and then like she started to cry, and I was like, no. I wanted to break up with you, but I'm a coward. And we high fived. It was great. I asked if I could hug her, and she said no, and I was like, okay.
That's like such a fantasy, I feel, for everybody, really, to just be like,
I've never had it
just
where it was that
shake
mutual.
hands and walk away.
Yeah, and
I
we'll
feel
still
like
send each other tweets sometimes.
That's
It's great.
crazy
It's
to
good.
me.
Yeah,
It's healthy.
Is it?
Maybe.
it's like a codependency thing.
I don't know. It sounds pretty awesome. Should we do a couple more apologies? I think we
We should do at least one
okay.
that we can.
Analyze. We can have
Also-
Natalie analyze it.
Yeah. There is also one that, like, did you see the quote tweet of my tweet?
No, lay it on us.
I don't know who this person is. They don't follow me.
Wait, real quick. We gotta wrap this one up.
Oh.
This
Oh.
person is sorry for not having their ass is not a dump truck enough. So sorry.
Sorry that this person's ass is not a dump truck.
We were talking about how our asses aren't dump trucks. There's a lot of thematic connections in this podcast.
My ass
that are
is
cropping
more
up.
of like a toy dump truck.
Mm-hmm.
It's very nice.
My ass
It's
is like
fake.
Yeah, it's not. I got it put in a couple weeks ago.
And it's blue and red. It has a. I was gonna say it has a horn.
it does.
Yeah, you have to push it.
It's the hole right in the center.
That beep beep honk honk. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
That beep beep hong hong. Okay, you had another
Yeah.
apology. This is great. We haven't had a guest bring a anonymous apology on.
Yeah.
Well,
This isn't my personal one.
okay.
It's from Tran Tao 193888680. He says, "Never forget China regime lied, killed people, died under Chinese virus pandemic. China wicked deceit. Think about China aggressor gets the big chair in UN. It is illegal. China trickster in WTO." Is that World Trade Organization?
Yeah, it is. Sounds like we might have just stumbled on something right there.
That sounds like a
Yeah.
conspiracy somehow.
Well, yeah, and then you go to
It's
his
worded like a
you
conspiracy.
go to his page, and he quote tweets every tweet with that.
Oh, so he wasn't even asking for an apology. He was
No,
just trying to
think
get it out there.
I don't know. He's
Did
got
we just-
1,300 tweets of the same thing.
Did we just signal boost a very dangerous? I wanna.
I wonder if that's a bot, maybe, or
It might be.
I think that's probably a bot.
Well, yeah, the number is like 180.
it would be so awesome if that's just a person, though.
Yeah.
That's just like, this is how I use Twitter. I'm letting the world know that China did some messed up things, and they're
People died under Chinese virus pandemic. China wicked deceit.
It sounds like that sounds like a Trump speech almost.
It really
Yeah.
does. It sounds like some
me see.
it sounds like some masshole, but judging by the name, I'm guessing it's not.
Yeah,
Boston.
if you just
Yeah.
if you wave your arms around,
Mhm.
it's like a Trump.
China wicked deceit.
Never forget, China regime killed. People died under Chinese virus pandemic. China wicked deceit. Think about China aggressor gets the big chair in UN. It is illegal. China trickster in WTO.
Wow.
That was good.
Damn.
you.
I think we just found Donald Trump's alt.
It would be so funny if he has a burner.
Oh my gosh. There like the one he tweets from is not the official president one.
It's the real
It's
Donald
his,
J.
like,
Trump.
God,
right?
that's
Yeah.
so dumb, dude.
Yeah. Because they won't let him tweet what he wants to tweet on
so
the real president's account.
Also, like,
They're preserving that one.
Yeah.
They're preserving the
password's
integrity.
still Obama, so he's like, I won't log in.
My God, that's fucking insane. So, do you think he probably doesn't run that account, does he? Like the
Right,
president one.
the-
It's called POTUS, I think, right?
Yeah. I
bet
think he's got it on his phone.
I bet he talks to a person, and then like they filter it. Like they're like, okay, can't say that on the internet, but we'll say this.
Yeah, but then he just tweets the original one anyways.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I wonder if he has like Twitter on his phone, like his personal account, and because like you'd think he'd have like a social media guy,
Yeah.
and they'd be like, I don't know. I don't know how it works.
But that's the thing. Like a normal president would have a social media person, but like I feel like if he has it, it's just like his cousin.
Yeah,
or something,
and
who,
they're like, "Yep, send."
fucking send that shit, dude. Just like some frat guy.
I'll throw down a retweet.
So I'll
for
fucking
sure.
retweet you. Hell yeah, dude.
Dude, he's bad, but he's pretty funny at
Oh,
Twitter.
he's hilarious. We've
Yeah.
talked about that on the pod before.
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, he's objectively a monster.
He's a
but, like,
Twitter god. I mean, he's all time. He's like up against Drill as like one of the best accounts.
Wasn't that Tommy's take where he's like, what would happen if Trump just tweeted, I go by they, them pronouns now? Like the world would just explode.
Yeah. Because we'd have to vote for him then. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm on board. This guy's got the right ideas. That's fucked up. I can't. Well, so should we talk? We're recording this on the day that the VP pick came out. It's Kamala.
Yeah, Kamala.
Yeah. So I mean, it's kind of funny. We've staked our claim so far to the left at this point. I don't know where you fall, Natalie, but it's kind of like, well, us commenting on the Kamala thing is just like, yeah.
I mean, everybody knows our take where it's just like
We've said it. Yeah.
We don't like Biden, but you kind of have to vote for him. And
Yeah.
also, like, I will say, I'm not a big fan of Kamala just based on, you know, her being like a DA and like prosecuting nonviolent drug offenders for insane. But I do think that's like the smartest vice president pick they could make, honestly.
I wanted them to go with Michelle Obama. That would have been so
Was that an
badass.
option?
No.
Oh.
Well, I mean, it was it was never like floated or
Yeah.
anything as a serious.
Fancy Ray posted on Facebook today. He was like, all political or like all goofs aside, all goofs aside, Michelle Obama should be the VP pick. And I'm like, I don't think she should.
No, she should. Definitely.
She's got like a doctorate now, a PhD.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and people just love her.
Yeah,
Way
she's really
more
People
hot.
do like her a lot.
Yeah.
She is hot.
Mhm. Kamala, pretty hot.
Yeah.
Like as far as VP, well, I guess Sarah Palin kind of set the stand. Like Sarah Palin's hot, right? In like a weird, like.
Let's
What do
talk-
you think?
let's
I'm
talk
getting
about-
stonewalled
Let's talk
on
about
that observation.
male politicians, how hot they are. Too.
Mike Pence.
Who do you think? Yeah,
Mike
well,
Pence not hot.
No, he's like
he's dumb hot, right?
he just looks like that cleaning guy, Mr. Clean.
Mhm.
If he had a little bit of hair,
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like a Ken doll kind of, but like weird, like
like
not
a
right.
homophobic Ken doll.
Hottest VPs. What are they? Spiro Agnew,
Al Gore when in his prime.
not hot.
Come on, in his
Was-
prime.
Dan Quayle was
I
that?
can't name a lot of vice presidents.
Yeah, back before Cheney,
Oh.
Dick Cheney.
Cheney's not hot.
Who's hotter, Mike Pence or Dick Cheney? Wow,
Mike Pence.
it's got to be Mike Pence, right?
Yeah, I
Because
think so.
well, but I feel like Dick Cheney like. Never mind.
What was the bad thing? Well, he did probably.
He shot his friend in the face.
Yeah.
Iraq War.
Yeah, he also profited from the Iraq War. That was a big one.
Yeah,
that he did.
That one was bad. The Halliburton no bid contract, that was bad. Dick Cheney is like just made of pure evil. It
What
seems.
if Kamala becomes like the Democratic Dick Cheney, where like she's like pulling all the strings behind the scenes? That genuinely might
I've
happen.
heard
actually.
that
Yeah.
like Biden wanted to pick her. Well, he didn't tell me this himself, but
He
like,
didn't.
You've heard it from a couple.
I've heard it from like
Biden insiders.
Twitter, so it's obviously.
Okay, the Twitter sphere.
It was like, okay, Biden's gonna be like 82 by the.
Yeah.
Is this? I think I know that because you guys were talking about it.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. We're a hard-hitting political podcast,
yeah.
so
Someone told us we should describe ourselves as a leftist podcast, and I was like, I think we might lose more people if we did that.
Yeah, I don't know.
well, we do say we love Trump in like every other episode.
Yeah, but ironically,
Yeah.
you know, not like
I
I voted for him as a bit. You know?
Gonna vote for him again as a bit. It's hilarious. Okay, the guy's funny. He's got a good Twitter.
Yeah.
Some people just want to be the Joker.
Some people just want to vote for Donald Trump.
Oh my gosh, did you see the tweet today? It was like someone responded to like the announcement of Kamala being announced by VP, and someone was like, "It could be Biden / Hitler, and I still wouldn't vote for Trump." I'm like, hey, don't say that on the
Yeah.
internet.
Yeah.
What?
You know people get to see this. Like,
You know Ben Shapiro is gonna like retweet
oh
that.
my
and be like,
gosh.
Empirically,
Can't you see?
Theoretically.
The socialist Joe Biden is trying to take over, and you can tell.
also
Like,
that,
calling Joe Biden a socialist is like the funniest.
It's like, I wish.
yeah,
there was that, there was
that's
that
what-
tweet that went viral that was like, I wish I want to vote for Trump's version of Joe Biden. It's like,
Yeah.
That's so true.
That guy sounds awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as we were saying it today, it's like, but Trump is just saying that Biden wants to abolish the police, and Biden's like, no, dude,
No.
I love the cops.
Yeah, and then he's like, I'll have one as my VP.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, just hired one.
Biden legitimately, there's a chance he thinks he's a cop.
He's got cop energy.
Oh, he does. Yeah, he's got like, he's got like county sheriff energy. Like not really all there. Kind of just hangs out behind the desk, like Hopper from Stranger Things. Did you guys watch Stranger Things?
I watched the first season and then I think it went downhill.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't know if it did or not. I just consume.
Sure.
I consume everything.
You don't think about the things you
No,
watch.
no.
See, that's what YouTube's good for.
Yeah.
You watch something and
I've
then,
got a 10-minute attention span.
and then
Yeah.
someone tells you if it's good.
Yeah, see, I watch long things, but I check out for them. But for some reason, I'm like calmed by like watching Parks and Rec. Well, that's not long, but like, okay, here we go. We're getting into some deep dive stuff here. Maybe it's not, but like is that a mental thing of like the comforting of just like watching The Office for like the 40th time?
Yeah.
Like, but what, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I've heard that that's like a, you know what's gonna happen. So like, it's not gonna make you anxious.
Like sometimes I'll sit there and scroll through movies for an hour, and then I end up watching The Office that I've
Yeah.
seen.
Yeah.
Why? Why do I
Yeah.
do this? Tell me.
You have trauma. No. It could be, but also like we don't need to like pathologize everything. So it's like, yeah, it could be like you're anxious, like you're subconsciously anxious about what's gonna happen in these episodes. So that's why you resort to The Office. But also it could just be like the Office is a good show. Like
You can't do that with Uncut Gems. I took an edible.
Oh
I
God.
took a whole edible. That one cookie that you
That I
gave me, and
gave
you're
you.
like, you should only eat a little
Yeah, I was
bit.
like,
and
just start slow, and then he texts me 45 minutes later. He's
I ate the whole thing because you told me I couldn't.
I can't. I don't think I need my neck anymore.
But then I started, because I was like, I know what happens in Uncut Gems, so it's not going to freak me out. And then I made it like 10 minutes in, and I was like, this is. I do know what's going to happen, and that makes me more anxious.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a happy ending for some reason.
it?
That well, you know.
I've never seen it.
Oh,
What,
okay.
really?
See,
Say like I
spoiler
don't
alert,
watch
I was-
movies. I have a
Oh,
tweet
what?
about this. Someone just DM'd me and they're like, please, for the love of God, delete this tweet. And it's like, and I'm like, just don't ask me if I've seen a movie because chances are I don't watch movies really. I don't know why. I just don't like to sit for 2 hours.
Sure.
I like to lay for 2 hours but not pay attention.
That's cool.
But like the only movies I've seen are like Madagascar, Twilight, and The Blind Side. Like that's basically it.
Which, honestly, that's the range of human emotion.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
those 3 movies. It covers it all.
Yeah.
What was the first one again?
Madagascar.
Madagascar, Blindside, and
Twilight.
Twilight.
Each one of the Twilight.
You know, originally they were going to call Madagascar Angry-Agascar.
Yeah.
Did that go over my head?
It's
No, I think it went
was-
way under your head. Actually,
I think it was actually too stupid for you to understand.
Okay, cool.
We'll edit that out. Don't. We've been
Keep it
recording
in.
for 35 minutes. This podcast is going to be 12 minutes long.
It's going to be our best episode.
Yeah, it
This is
will.
a greatest hits episode where
People-
we've condensed it.
Yeah, yes, exactly. And people are just going to be celebrating the fact that Tommy is not on
Dude,
mic
I can't
for
wait
this
to hear
episode.
what my mom thinks about this episode.
Yeah, she's gonna have the same note, but she's gonna be like, "I liked when Natalie talked."
I think
Hi,
that's
Mom.
going to be most people's takes on it.
No, I was telling my mom, like I'm going to do this podcast like thing.
And she's like, "You know, you have a job."
She's
You
like,
don't-
"What does that mean?" I'm like, I don't really know.
Have you ever been on a podcast before?
No, I don't do anything.
It's your
Well-
podcast debut.
Yeah.
How does it feel so far?
It's fine.
Oh
Kinda
my
like,
god!
I like the lights. Yeah, yeah. I used to do a lot of like back in my day, 2 years ago. I used to do a lot of like recording. I used to work for a church.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of over that phase now. But we would record a lot of videos, so like I'm used to this. And the paparazzi, you know, because I have 38,000 followers.
Yeah.
But yeah, no one ever wants to talk to me for this long. Just kidding.
I understand those people's point of view now.
Most people are like 280 characters. That's it.
That's all we need.
Yep.
Just kidding, of course.
I do understand what you're saying though with the paparazzi because I'm at 1,600 or 1,400 or 1,300 followers.
Let's
I'm gonna
get
keep going.
Let's get a real count.
well,
My Twitter is open, so we can.
I'm at 1,300 roughly, and there's just one guy outside my house, and he looks sick. He doesn't look healthy. And
He's angry about
He has a flip
every
phone
tweet.
that he tries to take pictures of me with, and I'm like, come on, buddy.
1,381. This is a dangerous game to get into for me because I do not have that many followers. Go follow me on Twitter.
Yeah.
Let's get Grant to
Come
1,000.
on, the 12 people that consistently listen to this. Follow Grant.
Like 10 of you already follow. Come on, give 2 more. every
Mom,
follow.
you need to create a Twitter account.
That's like
You need
I'm
to
trying to get.
retweet everything I tweet.
Oh my gosh, my mom has a Twitter account, and
Your
she
mom followed me.
really?
Yeah, she did.
How
yeah.
did she? Oh, was that today?
No, it was like a while ago. I think because I faved a tweet where you were calling somebody out for some bullshit, and then I faved it. Somebody was talking shit about your mom or
Yeah,
something.
she.
What?
she
I don't even know what happened.
Imagine being that like relevant in Twitter where people are coming at your parents. That's insane.
No, she's like she's private on Twitter now because she got a new job, and so she has to be like good. But she would reply to some people like about like COVID and stuff, and be like, "You're being an idiot," and then they'd be like. They would come back with these awful statements.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
on Twitter.
And then this
people are
one guy
acting
was like
that?
his name on it was like Running Stallion.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was like telling her, he's like, "You're an idiot. Like your kids, like must be ashamed of you." And I'm like, "You don't know my army that's about to come." I'm blocked, so that's the end of the story.
That is intense because you really do have a following that I feel like you could destroy somebody's life.
You could use your powers for evil. If you
Yeah,
wanted to.
no, I've had some moments where I've like quote tweeted someone being mean to me, and then people will be like, in response, they'll just be like, "Go kill yourself, like you piece of shit," and I'm like, "Guys, calm down."
I just wanted you guys to say, no, don't do that.
Yeah, I don't know. So that's why I've kind of stopped. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't think they deserve to get their life threatened.
Yeah. It's weird because like all I crave is more attention on Twitter, but the second it seems to happen, it's always like makes me very uncomfortable. Like when strangers DM and stuff, or like somebody replies and they're like mean and weird. It's just like, I don't know how to respond to this. Like,
You know what the worst is when you have something kind of go viral and then you get the or the replies that are just people like rewording your tweet. Like they're like, "What if you said this?" And it's like, "Yeah, I didn't though. I don't know."
Yeah, or they'll DM me and be like, "Hey, you could have said it this way. It'd be a lot funnier." I'm like, "But I didn't."
Yeah,
so
cool, dude.
I'm not gonna retweet it. So.
Yeah, what the fuck? God. That's a thing. It's like that's the exact relation. That's the perfect. And I can't even imagine what it's like even with 1,300 followers, and then
insane.
with 40. It's like people just giving feedback. I mean, we're inviting it by tweeting, and so then it's a weird relationship because you're like, well, do I have any agency here because I'm really putting myself out there? But then it's like, well, fuck these people.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
So Nickelback had that announcement last night or whatever about they just like something's coming basically from Nickelback, and so I replied. Sometimes I reply to like people like those big accounts, hoping no one sees it because I just want it to be like me.
Yeah.
But people saw it, and I said, "You don't have to do this." I have so many people mad at me right now.
Because you were talking shit to Nickelback?
Yeah, and then like I like actually quote tweeted someone, and I was like, whatever. And then we kind of started like going back and forth, and I'm like, wait, I don't care. So I was like, nah, I'm just fucking with you. Like, I'm sorry. He's like a father of 3. I'm arguing about Nickelback with him.
A guy who's just like, Nickelback is the only thing that saved my marriage up until this point.
That is amazing because you do forget pretty quick that you're interacting on a public platform, and for you have many, many people who are going to see it, and it's like, almost whenever I get into like a reply match with somebody, I regret instantly
Yeah.
the tweet that I sent. Even if I sit there and think about it for like 5 minutes, like how am I going to reply to this person? And then I do the reply. The second I hit send, I'm just like, fuck, I want to delete it immediately. But then you can't delete because then you look like a coward.
That's what happens to me on Facebook. I'll post something like political, and then like all these people from fucking Chippewa Falls, like my hometown, will just be like, "No, Trump is good." I'm like, "No,"
and you're like, I know, but that's.
Or they'll say something where like one guy I posted like just this thing where I was like, "Yeah, this cult of personality that Trump has is like really dangerous and not good." And like my high school football coach commented and was like, "Ryan, you need to get back to comedy because this sure is funny." And I was like, I hate you now. I used to respect you.
You were a mentor.
Yeah, you taught me how to catch a football.
You taught me how to break
I'll
somebody's
never
spine.
forget that.
And now it's tarnished. Now I have to think about how you're voting for Trump.
But we've
Somebody called me a pedophile because I was like, you should vote for Biden.
that's hilarious.
And then I had to be like, I'm not a pet. No. Like,
make a public statement.
yeah, and then I liked his comment because I like everyone's comment, to be nice.
Yeah, for anybody out there, like before you reply.
Dude, you know what my
fucking animals.
Also, you know
God.
my favorite thing from like the right is like on these fucking Facebook, these it's so meaningless, but like they'll like comment something super mean and then you'll be like, yeah, you sound really racist. And they're like, whatever happened to just having a nice discussion where we respected each other?
Yeah.
And it's like,
Whatever happened to civilized discourse in
yeah,
this country?
and it's like you just said that the rioters are like, like
Yeah, like I saw people be like, I got my guns out. Like if these rioters come around here, I'm like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You're gonna kill people.
yeah.
That's what you're
and
implying.
you're posting it publicly right now. You're posting your plan to do it.
Yeah,
Like,
I would. That's when I would call the cops.
Okay.
Well, I didn't, but
Yeah.
it's like,
We can still do that. We can do that live on air. We can call the police.
should we
Well,
now?
Yeah, let's do
Dude,
it.
what if we pranked 911 on the phone?
What if we swat somebody?
We get them down here and we're like, actually, we just want you to talk. We just want to have like a talk about like.
Do you have
racism and
anything
stuff.
to apologize for? We know you do. Holy shit.
Sorry,
It's funny because I'm like, yeah, Minneapolis cops are so awful. I hate them. And then I'm like driving, and then one pulls up next to me. I'm like, hi. It's like, I'm not gonna like do anything because like I don't want to get my tabs are expired, but
God,
Are they?
that's-
it's complicated.
Do you care to apologize for that while you're here?
No.
Okay. Alright. That is so funny though because I feel the exact same ways. Like when I'm sitting in my apartment, like smoking a fucking joint, I'm like, dude, the cops. I'm talking to my girlfriend, and she's just like, not listening, and I'm just like, the cops are so bad, babe. And then I fucking walk by a cop, and I'm just like, hello, officer. Minding my own business over here. Yeah, I don't know. It's scary. Any confrontation is scary.
Yeah, especially like men. Sorry, but like
It's okay.
anytime a man comes in my car, I'm like, dude, I'm a little scared of you.
How often are men coming to your car?
Yeah. Anytime a man approaches me, I'm like, dude, I already don't like you. Like, sorry, but
Dude, I've had that where like I'm driving at night and then you just see a guy.
Running next to your car.
Yeah, and he's like, let me in. And I'm like, But you just see a person like walking on the sidewalk or they say something and your window's down and it freaks you out.
Mhm.
yeah. Or I feel so bad. I do grocery delivery too, like in between jobs, but I'm still doing it. And so I see like the same homeless people or whatever their situation is on the corners asking for money, and I'm like even this just happened right before I was listening to like Jason Derulo like blasting, and then I get up to this car and it's like Jason Derulo, and then this person's like, please, I can't eat, and I'm like, I should turn this down. But
But you
also,
don't want to hear him saying that, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Well, and also
I'd rather be listening to Jason Derulo, if we're
yeah,
being
maybe
honest,
I'm
you know?
treating them.
Yeah, yes. I don't have any cash, and I know my car is full of groceries for some very rich person, but
I'm here for a good time.
I
and
can
hope-
sing for you.
Yeah.
all I can offer you is the Cat soundtrack.
There is a weird etiquette though, because like I don't think you should like avoid eye contact or like
Yeah.
because then that's weird. But also you can't like stare at them and then not.
Yeah. Not.
When I used to smoke cigarettes one time.
Just once.
I used to smoke
Ever.
cigarettes. Yeah. I went through 8 packs a day and I stopped.
It's
But,
just that one time.
Just so.
I had like my window up and then I pulled up and I wasn't thinking and like I lit a cigarette and then rolled my window down, which to them is like the universal sign of like,
Oh,
oh
yeah.
Come grab a smoke, bro.
But then he came up and I just didn't have anything and I was just like,
That's when you give him the lit cigarette and you go, "You are my child now."
get in the car.
Smoke.
Get
in the car.
Good. in
We're going to
COVID times.
McDonald's.
Yeah.
We're going to half off apps.
Yeah.
Oh,
Get in the
hell
fucking
yeah.
We're
car.
going to Applebee's.
Mhm. Little Fiesta lime chicken.
Wait, are you pro Applebee's?
Oh, for sure.
Okay,
I
Natalie.
All
I
right.
tweeted about Applebee's the other day. I was like, you know how like hors d'oeuvres are like basically appetizers. So I'm like, let's go to Applebee's for some hors d'oeuvres.
I love that.
But yeah, I don't think I'd ever spend like full price money there. But their
Yeah.
appetizers when they're half off, their
Yeah.
wings are good.
hmm
Dude, that Fiesta lime chicken is. Don't sleep
Yeah,
on
you're
that though.
yeah. But the 2 for $20. Ryan goes for
Oh,
the
yeah.
2 for $20. I know his order.
It's the
This
one
is-
economic certainty in America that stayed that way
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
years.
it's like minimum wage. It's stayed the same,
Mhm.
exactly
but like more so in a good way than
Yeah.
Applebee's.
that
But
helps other people.
Like
Yeah.
inflation is good when it comes to that, right?
Yeah.
I don't know about
Yeah,
I don't know about
Deflation.
economics.
economy.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the worst thing to happen with COVID was Applebee's not really being open for a couple months there.
That was the saddest thing.
The
Yeah.
first place I went when this is so embarrassing.
Yes.
That was the
I
last
know
place I went.
I
by the
know.
way.
Wait. No, never mind. Taco Bell before. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can lie. You can say it was the last if you want.
No, I think that was in February when I went to Applebee's. No, it was like in June, and I'll probably be canceled for going to a restaurant. I'm sorry. We've all sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. No, that it was like that when they're like, restaurants can be like 50%. I was like, Applebee's.
I'm thinking Applebee's.
I went to Applebee's for lunch with my 2 little cousins.
Hell yeah.
I was like,
That is pretty awesome. I mean, it sounds wholesome. Sounds great.
yeah.
I just miss sitting at the bar and being a member of the community.
Yeah.
At an Applebee's, where it's me, a guy that's too drunk to be at an Applebee's,
That'd be me.
a woman who's there with 2 guys that she doesn't know,
hmm
and a stepdad who just wishes he never married that woman. You know?
I always remember, like, I would go to half apps a lot in high school, and I remember seeing, like, these guys at the bar sitting alone. It's probably you guys.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I sit
I
alone.
really feel so bad for them.
But then
Yeah.
you're that guy,
But-
and you're like, I'm
Yeah,
living the
'cause-
greatest
Yeah.
life I
Yeah.
could possibly live.
Here's the thing, yeah, like Ryan and I are friends, but when we go to Applebee's together, we sit alone. I get a booth, Ryan sits at the bar in the
Yeah.
corner of the bar by like the dish pit.
I have headphones in. I'm listening to George Thorogood's I Drink Alone.
and I'm listening to We Cool podcast.
You got a
because-
$1 margarita.
Yeah. I got a Bahama Mama in this hand and a dollar margarita in this hand, and I'm driving home tonight.
and a full plate of quesadillas,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I order them too.
Didn't you? You were
Quesadillas.
the reason I said that.
Wait,
is
did
because
I
Ryan,
talk about
I
that
don't
on the
think
pod?
I don't think you told
Oh.
this story.
When I was
Ryan.
like 15, I went to me and my parents like went to this Mexican restaurant in Chippewa Falls. It's really good, and
Applebee's.
it's Applebee's.
It's Chili's.
But we're like sitting down, and I just watched Napoleon Dynamite, and like there's a scene in that movie where it's like quesadillas,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. And I wasn't trying to be funny, but I just
It's just how
accident-
funny
like,
Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
I just I was like, yeah, can I get a quesadilla? And the waiter just like looked at me and was like, yeah. And then like the waiter walked away, and my mom was like, why would you do that? And I was like, I don't know.
They probably get that though in Chippewa Falls. They're like, yeah. People
Well, I
tell me
think
it all
that's
the
why he
time.
was like, just looked at me like, okay, you little Republican, like, you know.
Called you a hack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
But then what
that's-
did your sorry? What were
Oh,
you
I was gonna say my family always would say quesadilla to be funny.
Sounds like your family is hilarious.
Yeah.
At least your family would laugh at it though. My mom
Yeah.
shamed me and was like, you're
No.
not my son anymore.
The other thing that I always have to remind myself of, that it's not pronounced the way I think it is. Fajitas.
we talked about that. Tommy was talking about how did he
Oh, that
order?
was okay. I thought this was the end of your
No,
story. Yeah.
someone else. I think he was saying like him and his friends in high school like went to a Mexican restaurant and one of the friends ordered chicken vaginas and they laughed and
Vaginas,
laughed.
yeah.
But he just said vagina.
Yeah.
Like not.
Which honestly, kind of
way
funny.
funnier
Kinda
than
funny.
quesadilla.
Yeah.
Like.
Well, quesadilla is just like, oh, my brain doesn't work.
Maybe we
you
can
know?
have. I feel like that was the story, right? We can have Tommy record it and send it in. We can analyze it next.
Yeah, we'll have him record that 12-second
Yeah.
story.
we gotta get his voice in here somehow. I think we should do a. Oh shit. Okay, we should do a listener apology.
Yeah.
And then there is something we need to talk to you about though, which is
God.
Bocella.
Oh, I'm excited about
We
that.
need to talk about that. Maybe we'll wrap up on Bocella because we've been dedicating a lot of airtime.
Did you see their Instagram post, by the way?
No, did they?
Jesus
did they?
Christ, dude.
No masks. Let's just
Honestly.
get into it right now.
Yeah,
What the
fuck it.
fuck? We'll do the listener
Okay.
apology at the end. So Gondapalooza was an epic failure.
Yeah, I think I saw a story on your
Yeah, we
Instagram.
really fucked up there. I said this on my Instagram story. We recorded a podcast after Gondapalooza was a failure. We were supposed to take my dad's boat out and follow this monstrosity that is Bocella, the 250-person super spreader event thrown by the Back Pocket Podcast. And the boat, the motor shit the bed, which was very unfortunate for us. It didn't work. We were on the river and the motor stopped working. So this is what I was saying in the story. I really wish, it's too bad because we had to cancel Gondapalooza. Bocella, unfortunately, not canceled, went on as planned. And I really just wish that the Bocella would have been booked on my dad's boat because then they would have had to
Oh,
cancel.
yeah.
You know, it
Yeah.
was really just bad luck there, I think. Nothing about my dad's boat holds 4 people. So
I'm seeing pictures from this.
not a single mask in sight.
That's just like, what did you?
There's no social distancing. What's his name? Declan is wearing his patented Cyclops sunglasses.
Got the mask around the neck, which you love to see.
Which does nothing.
Yeah, love to see it, which
just keeps your neck warm in the summer, which you don't want.
it's the ultimate like weird virtue signal to be like, I'm responsible enough to own a mask.
I have it. I could be wearing it, but I'm not. And I'm making a decision not to.
Yeah.
And you're all gonna deal with it. Natalie, you have a interesting connection to this event. I don't know if you really want to talk about it, but
Do I?
well, you said somebody had requested that you attend.
Oh yeah,
Bocella,
someone
right?
like invited someone I used to like work with DM'd me and was like, "Hey, you should come." And she was really nice and about it. But I had like obviously heard about this because I follow Declan. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Sorry, I just see his Twitter handle. So I knew about it, but I was like, "Oh, when is it? Like maybe it's in like next year."
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
maybe
like,
a year from now.
"It's August 8th." I'm like, I was like, I think I'm busy that day, actually. Like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to pass. I'm so sad about it, but have fun.
What did you actually say? Did you say
I
like
said-
I'm sorry, I can't go, or did you
I
say
was
go
like-
fuck yourself?
I was like, I asked when it was, and then she's like, August 8th. And I was like, I'm a little afraid of the Rona.
Yeah.
So, like, not that I'm a coward, but, like, she could kill you, so.
I never
Like,
really-
that's so many people in one enclosed space.
Oh, there's for sure, in a week, we're going to be talking about how, like, there are confirmed cases from that, I'm sure.
You know what's
Unless it's
and
covered
It's
up.
weird because we're gonna have to take a victory lap on it, but you know.
We
Like-
were going to regardless. I mean,
Yeah.
we've been
We're
taking a
doing it
victory
right
lap,
now. I mean,
Yeah.
they're monsters, but the thing is like you really don't want to. I've gotten into a thing recently. Here's a bone to pick right here. I've seen a lot
Pick
of
that bone.
I've seen a lot of people I agree with politically, mostly celebrating deaths.
Yeah, that's
of their
fucking
foe and saying,
Oh,
"Oh, isn't it
yeah.
hilarious that this Republican is dead?
Yeah.
Isn't it so funny that this man who didn't wear a mask got COVID and then fell
Yeah.
off a cliff and then got his head chopped off?" And it's like, not really. I'm
That's an
sorry.
insane
I
set of
don't-
coincidences.
Yeah.
I just don't like, and apparently it makes me a bad socialist. Ooh, you're bad socialist.
I
but,
think
like,
it's sad that guy fell off the cliff and got his head chopped off.
I
and
know.
had
Like it would have
COVID.
been funny if he just got COVID and died.
That's
but
not real, right?
no.
Okay.
But
Writing that down.
you are keeping notes for this
Yeah,
little podcast.
yeah.
I just like I don't know. It fucking bugs me because the thing is like that is the exact like
That's what they do.
that's
what
the
conservatives
Fox
do,
News
yeah.
viewer who is
Yeah.
like laughing about. That's liberal tears. That's drinking the coffee
Imagine-
cup of liberal tears. It's like it's just not. I don't like that fucking look. I don't want to be associated with that.
It's gonna happen where a guy stays home from a party and somehow gets coronavirus and dies, and Fox News is gonna
What's the take there?
run like a whole story about it.
Yeah.
Like where it's actually more dangerous to be home. Like Tucker Carlson, just like,
Oh my gosh.
is it more dangerous to be home?
I saw someone shared an article today about this, like, how masks are causing this type of pneumonia. And I'm like,
Oh my god!
I don't know about that.
Dude, I will say this though. I like waiting tables at the Pancake House. It does fucking. I understand. Like, I think it's okay to like complain about having to wear a mask,
Oh,
but
yeah,
just
it's not
fucking wear it.
fun.
It sucks. It does suck, and like, you know, your face gets sweaty,
And it's
you get
embarrassing
acne.
for some reason. I don't like.
But it does
it's
feel
not
kind of cool to.
It's
have
not
a mask.
embarrassing, but it is. It's like awkward. You know, it's
Yeah.
like you feel
Yeah.
weird.
Also, like when I'm talking to customers at the Pancake House, because I'm already at my lowest. You know, I'm not
Yeah,
like
that's
enunciating.
rock bottom right there.
So like I'm like, well, you wanna, and then there's a thing in the way, and then sometimes I have to repeat myself.
Yeah.
We're gonna come around to where we're just anti-mask. We're very close.
Yeah, I mean,
we
we aren't-
actually hate all logic and science.
I don't believe in science, so it's hard for me to even hate it. Really, the
Yeah.
point is that
Yeah, what's the point?
What is the
Gondapalooza
point?
most certainly killed people, and the real shame about, or no, not Gondapalooza. Well, maybe it did. I don't.
We have yet
Bochella
to find
almost
out.
certainly is going to cause even more extended turmoil in the community. But the thing is it's such a shame that Gondapalooza got canceled because we did. This is the thing that we were kind of like hiding. Is like we had a torpedo on the boat, and we were gonna sink
Oh,
Bochella. And
it is really sad when
it's-
people die. Remember?
Yeah,
You
but
think people would die in that?
but-
Well,
situation?
we had a bunch of life jackets too.
Oh, cool.
That we were gonna throw to them. Yeah.
and also if you do the
You get
wants
one. You get one.
It's like a wartime Oprah. You know?
Yeah, it's
If
like
you-
Ellen. Speaking.
It's more like Ellen. Yeah, it sounds more like Ellen.
But you have to. She takes it back.
Yeah.
It's like, you're not swimming well enough.
You looked at me when I gave it to you. You
She would only give it to Declan and Andrew because they have over 1,000 followers on
Yeah.
Instagram or some shit.
By the way, I come out as pro Ellen. I'm like, she didn't do anything wrong.
Here's
I think
my-
it's okay to treat people.
Here's
like
my
shit.
prediction: Joe Rogan takes over for Ellen.
Oh God.
But
Ooh.
Ellen gets uncanceled and gets her show back if she beats Joe in the octagon. There we go.
What about the Ellen DeGeneres experience?
Oh yeah, she
And
takes
it's-
over the pod.
And it's a guy like Jamie is doing she's screaming at him to pull up a clip. You
Ben
know?
Shapiro's on there. Ellen, I just don't believe in lesbians. This is the Ben Shapiro.
She's
episode.
smiling. She's
I don't
smiling.
hate you. I just don't support what you do.
It's just against my religion. Okay.
She's nodding and agreeing with him. George Bush is sitting next to her. It's crazy.
dancing. Michelle Obama is there giving George Bush hard candy.
That was cute. I did like that moment.
That
I get that he's a war
See,
criminal.
That
this is
was
why we
cute.
can't be a leftist podcast. Is because we say stuff like that and like as immediately.
Dude, thank God my dad's never heard this podcast. He'd kick my ass.
It would immediately. This is what I fear about like branding us as leftist is we are, but the thing is like we would say something like that and maybe down the road or something of like a well-known bigger leftist maybe hears about our podcast and starts listening and then is like
Yeah.
fuck these guys
they
as soon as
cancel
we
you.
say
And then I get fired from UPS.
Mm-hmm.
I get fired from my package handler position at UPS. Like, it was the only thing keeping my core tight.
because of, well come on, that's not the only thing keeping your core tight. You're working out every day.
Yeah.
Well, I do have. I think I've announced this on Twitter though, but like kind of like your
Make an
comment about
announcement, yeah.
George Bush.
Mhm.
I did go to the George Bush Library in Dallas.
Okay.
Was it
Canceled.
worth going to?
I think it was free. I don't know. Or my mom paid for me at the time. I was like,
I feel like libraries are
2017.
pretty well known for being
it,
free.
it wasn't like an actual library. I mean,
That makes sense with George
So,
Bush,
like,
actually.
there was like,
Just picture
remember
books.
when
It's like
yeah,
a state fair.
he
It's
did like
only books that he's read.
the
Sorry.
Bible and I don't know.
That's it. And only a little bit of the Bible,
it's
too.
just like the
parts.
first page.
Just
That's
the
a
part
lot.
about
Still.
how you could beat your wife.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. No, the George Bush Library. He did all those paintings of like war veterans or something.
Yeah.
So those were all hanging up. And then there was like an exhibit on like 9/11, the hurricane, the
All his
economic
worst
crash.
moments.
Dude, he
had a tough
he
presidency.
that was like you start with 9/11 and then the hurricane or whatever in 2000 Hurricane Katrina,
Yeah.
and then you just fuck up the economy.
Mm-hmm.
But
The guy just couldn't catch a break. I mean,
yeah, maybe maybe
See-
he was just like a little stressed out. That's why he bombed the Middle
it's a
East.
tough job to be the president.
Yeah.
We are a pro George W. Bush podcast, I guess. This is a Republican podcast. How did we ever think we were a leftist?
Are we still talking about George? Do you guys have more takes on George W. Bush?
I did cry in the George W. Bush library.
What made you cry?
I was going through a breakup.
Oh. Did he?
I really don't like 9/11. Actually, no, I think I cried a little bit at that part too.
That's interesting because I refer to 9/11 as a breakup too. It's me breaking up with the Twin Towers.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was gonna say my trust in the American government. That reminds me, like.
Hold on. Let me
Okay.
drop a George W. Bush
Okay,
take.
go on.
Okay.
George W. Bush bad.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
Tweets.
I want to go on record.
Good set of hair.
Should I tweet that right now?
Yes.
I'll see how.
I did tweet the other day opposing the Iraq war to own the libs, and I feel like people didn't get it. It was
Yeah.
like
I don't think anybody. No,
that
I don't get it.
Well, I feel like the liberals are basically they support the Democrats voted to stay in the Middle East multiple times
Yeah.
in the past year.
Well,
So
even like the recent way we voted was like we're like, yeah, no marijuana. We're still gonna
the platform, the
Yeah.
DNC, it's a Republican platform.
Yeah, they're. Have you seen that tweet? It's like Democrats are just like cursive Republicans.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
we've talked about that before. We're like, we have the Republican Party, which is like a far right party in truth, and then the Democrats are like a centrist party, and there's no true leftist
Yeah.
party. But
Which it used to be, the Democrats were like left of center and the Republicans were centrist, kind of. But
Yeah,
they were
well,
always weird on social.
we were
shit.
always, I think America's always been to the right of the rest of the world. But even the ticket now with Biden and Kamala, I mean, if you voted for either Al Gore or George W. Bush, like, this is a compromise between those tickets,
Yeah.
basically, where, like, it makes sense to vote for Joe Biden more than it makes sense to vote for Donald Trump unless you like things on fire.
Okay, so this is an anonymous apology that we got. I think it doesn't matter when we got it. So if you want to submit an anonymous apology, go to www.grantwinklescomedy.com/wecoolpodcast. Leave us an anonymous apology so we can apologize for you. Here we go. I lied to Cub Foods at a job interview by telling them I would be willing to work for them full time for the foreseeable future. Parentheses.
Hell
Yeah, good lie. Good lie to start. And we do encourage lying.
You should
on
always
this
lie in
podcast.
interviews.
Yes. Oh,
One time I told a Applebee's guy that I was applying for a job, I told him I was a firefighter. And he never checked it.
That's an awesome lie.
I was
think
19.
It's fun to like lie in like those situations, like with your Uber driver or like something like that,
Yeah.
and be like, "Yeah, I have 400 kids," and something like that.
That's the lie.
They're like, that's a lot of kids.
Yeah, like how'd you do that?
I told my kindergarten class that I had a pet scorpion.
Really?
Yeah. It's just a lie you can never get caught
Yeah,
for. So awesome.
that's like crossing the line though.
Yeah, you shouldn't lie about having a scorpion, dude.
Maybe a lizard.
Well, I have one now, so it's
Cool.
it's all good.
You're lying. I've been to your house. Dude, when I was in kindergarten, I don't think I lied about anything, actually.
Okay.
I was the most honest kindergartner.
That's good.
I would cry if I ever got in any trouble. So
I was like that too, but I never got caught because it's the perfect lie.
When I was in a play in second grade, this isn't lying, but it reminds me of crying. I forgot. I had like 2 lines for the whole play, and I forgot my line, and it was like the Christmas play, and it was in front of all the parents, and I just started crying and sat down. And they just
That's some
everybody else
trauma
just
right there.
had to keep doing the play, like, and I'm sitting there crying
For the rest of the production.
Yeah, it was great.
Oh.
It was great.
man.
I was starting college in 4 weeks and needed some extra money. They were looking for someone in it for the long haul.
At Cub
Oh, we're
Foods.
still talking about Cub. I'm like,
Yeah.
is this like a sugar daddy
When-
thing now?
When the time came for
Two
me,
different apologies.
When the time came for me to quit the job, I crept into the main office at 3 a.m. the day before I was to move for the semester and left a note in my manager's mailbox that I had just gotten a job as a FedEx driver in Fargo, North Dakota, and that effectively immediately I would no longer be working for them. That was their typo, not mine. Effectively immediately. Okay, sorry. I woke up the next day from a phone call from my manager, quote unquote, Ashley's cell phone, as well as a text asking if I'm going to be coming into work today. I had forgotten that I was scheduled to work the day I was moving. Do we have any thoughts on this right now?
I got fired from the Pancake House for a very similar thing, but then I got rehired 6 months later.
Nice. Is that the original Pancake House?
Yeah.
That's my favorite restaurant.
In fucking Plymouth or Wyzetta.
Oh, okay.
101.
You just doxed yourself, bro.
I'm not going to be there anymore, so.
He's fired again.
Yeah, I fired myself this time.
There's a lot of tie-ins to this podcast in here. Fargo.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that John?
Yeah.
It might be John
This
Kennedy.
totally could be John.
I don't think he would work at a Cub Foods.
I feel like he would.
He wouldn't do it well.
Yeah.
No,
Well, it sounds like this person
Yeah.
didn't do it very well either. Okay, so far we have this person lying in their job interview, which is pretty awesome,
Yeah.
and then totally just ghosting this job, leaving a note in the manager's mailbox at 3 a.m. in the morning. I have respect for this
That's
move.
like
I gotta
kind
be
of
honest.
Well, is Cub open 24 hours?
Some of them are,
Okay.
yeah.
They broke into the Cub. They're like, this is the only way. I have to break the law to preserve the law.
Okay, so they got a phone call from my manager, Ashley's cell phone, as well as a text asking if I'm going to be coming into work today. I had forgotten that I was scheduled to work the day I was moving. I did not respond and blocked her number on my cell phone.
I would do that too. Like,
Shortly after, my mom came into my room telling me that I had a phone call from Cub Foods.
oh no.
I grabbed the phone from her, walked into another room, and immediately hung up on my manager and blocked their number on the home phone as well.
That I feel like I've been in that situation.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm good now. So
But
like,
this is an impossible
I
situation.
just love that there's no accountability and no responsibility in this. Just, I did what I did, and I'm not gonna own up
well,
to it.
and it's like she probably he or they probably worked there for like 3 months.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
a summer thing. I worked at a bait and tackle shop for 3 months, and then it just like kind of dwindled out.
Yeah.
And I was like, don't talk to me anymore.
Yeah, you just ghost a whole job.
Yeah.
I've done it before. And
You know what sucks though is you do that, and then on other jobs they'll be like, "Have you ever been fired?" And it's like, "Yeah."
Say the F word, but like
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, we don't really have any room for you on the schedule, and you're an idiot. I really was bad at that job.
You're like, I only needed to know that the first part of what you
You
just
could've
said.
just
You didn't need
stopped at
to
the
be
schedule.
mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get this, honestly. Especially if you know you're done with it. Like, you
Yeah.
never need to go back.
Well, and
You're
this
just
sounds like your early 20s too, where you're already not super responsible. So
But-
like,
Yeah.
But
I'll say this: early 20-year-olds shouldn't have a job.
yeah.
What would you qualify as early 20-year-olds?
Like, I don't know, before 23, 20 to 20. How old are you?
22.
Yeah,
damn it.
Natalie, we should have gotten to this way. You're a Wunderkind. You.
Yeah, I don't even know that word.
You love Hitler.
Ryan.
I don't
be
know
nice.
what that meant. Okay.
It means a wonder child in German.
Oh.
It means you've overachieved essentially
Oh,
for your age.
But it's not because I'm smart.
yeah.
I just
Wait.
finesse the system.
Okay.
See, but
So
if I
I
was
did,
your
like-
therapist, I would be
But-
saying that
But
you're.
you smart.
You're deflecting.
Yeah.
You're deflecting
Yeah.
compliments.
Yeah.
I don't accept compliments.
Yeah, you're trying not to claim it.
Because I already
See,
know
we are
those things.
therapists.
Thank you so much.
Legally, we're therapists. We went to 2 years of law school
And
combined.
Yeah.
you know what your
I thought it
prescription
was
is?
4.
It was 4, and now we're starting to inch towards honesty.
Mm-hmm. You know what your
We're not there
prescription
yet.
is? This YouTube playlist. We're gonna send you
Good.
some more.
I have so many YouTube playlists if you guys ever want.
I have a lot of Ask Reddit YouTube channels that I'll
Oh.
send you.
What?
I love Ask Reddit.
Yeah, they're like, it's like a computer voice, and it's like a bunch of like, what was the worst memory you had as a child? And then it's
Then
like,
it's like, one time my dad kidnapped me.
We were talking about dad's kidnapping.
literally,
That'd be is so weird.
All right. I honestly, I love
okay.
this. I love this person for
Okay.
doing this, though.
Real
This
quick.
is great. What?
I'll listen to these like Ask Reddit like channels, and I'm like in my room, and I don't really talk to my roommate that much, and I know he's in the living room, and I'm sure he's just like, "What the fuck are you listening to?" Because it's just like this computer voice, literally like, "I killed a ant when I was 4," you know.
It's like those like scariest videos or like the countdown videos, and the guy's like, number 3. I can't do a good impression, but
That was pretty good.
but-
It was bad, but we'll
yeah, thank you.
We gas each other up on this podcast.
we gas
That's
each
what
other
we
up,
do.
and we
Tear each other down.
we
Yep.
alternative energy each other down.
So, I just got to say, total respect to this person.
Yeah.
This is
That's
something
pretty
I
gangster.
would do. Yeah.
I love this person.
I hate them, but I love them.
I
really.
think I would be like, I think Cubs should apologize to you because they're the man. They're
Yeah.
the
They're a
system.
multinational.
And they're
or-
blowing
No, I
up.
think they're pretty much just Minnesota.
Well, this is in Fargo. So.
Oh, Midwest.
Wait, hold on.
They don't have them in Michigan.
I had just gotten a job as a FedEx driver in Fargo.
Oh,
So,
okay.
okay.
I would hate this person as a coworker, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
love them as a person in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, like a job like that, you're easily replaceable. Not like it's nothing personal. It's just-
Yeah.
I do want to know, though. Okay, no call, no show. Pretty shitty move, though.
Yeah.
For any job, really. Mostly restaurant jobs, though. That's
Except
That
for
would, yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein bodyguard.
Mhm.
That would be a good job to no call, no show for.
Yeah.
Apparently it was a good job to no call, no show for. Except weren't those the only guys who got charged? Were the guys who weren't
They
there?
should have no called, no showed.
Yeah, you're right.
You might get killed. Anyways.
Okay, so here's
We're gonna get killed because we talked about it.
Oh my god, we're gonna get killed by Cub.
They're somehow related.
This person has normally we have to do this is do the wrap up on the apology stuff, but they've put it in for us. So therefore, my apology. Okay, just to run it down though, they blocked their manager. They ghosted
On
this
2
job.
different phones.
On their home phone. Didn't know you could do that. Therefore, my apology is twofold.
This person's a hacker.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
let
a
me
black
hack
hat.
into the mainframe of my home phone.
They
I-
broke into the office at 3 a.m.
I would like to apologize to the management at Cub Foods for lying to them about being available to work for them year round, for committing to a full career at Cub Foods, for bailing on the pension, for lying to them about being available to work for them year round, as well as for lying to them about a job opportunity in another state to get rid of an uncomfortable situation.
Oh, so they didn't even get the FedEx job?
I guess they lied about that.
That's pretty unique. lie.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even pick that up. That was a lie to they.
So they
That's
lied.
how good the lie
I
was.
left
So
a note-
someone needs to apologize to FedEx too.
Yeah.
For defaming them.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's do it because I think I spoke too soon because this person did somewhat fold in the apology, but also they didn't get like
This person's scamming the system.
I think ghosting the manager is actually the real sin here because
Yeah.
that's
'Cause in
that's
a lot of ways,
personal connection that
you're-
that manager then has to deal with.
You're
Fuck
in a
Cub,
relationship with
you
that
know?
manager.
Yes, exactly. And
Every manager I've ever had, I sit them down after 2 months and I look them in the eyes and I say, I love you.
let's do it right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Ryan,
Yeah.
come in. Knock first, please. All right, the sign is up. Thank you for knocking.
Hey,
please,
Jerry.
Please come into my office.
Hey, Jerry, how's it going, man? I really respect you as a manager.
Thank you, and thank you for calling this meeting.
Yeah, as a
I know it's
waiter,
a-
I called this meeting.
I know it's your first day here.
And I
this
have
is-
3 tables.
This is
that I should be looking
unorthodox.
at.
This is unorthodox, but hey, I like to consider myself a flexible manager. I like,
Yeah.
I may be 52, but I know what's going on with
You
the
are
kids.
52. And I'm 13 years old.
So
That's illegal.
you had,
I shouldn't be working. You shouldn't have hired me.
all right,
I told you I was 19, but I'm telling you now I'm 13.
Natalie. I said
Sorry.
when I promoted you to assistant manager,
Wait,
my one
Oh,
was my one requisite was do not undermine my authority as manager. And it I will argue till my dying breath that it is not illegal to hire a 13-year-old to be a server at
I didn't even know
House.
Natalie was a assistant man. I thought you were a customer standing in here.
Yeah. I'm the union.
Natalie is the
I
union
don't know.
boss
I
and
don't know. What is the union?
Natalie is the union And you, Ryan, you better play your cards right if you want to join that union. But
Okay.
like I
do want
said,
to join that union.
like I said,
As a
you called this
13-year-old.
you called this meeting.
As a 13-year-old, I did.
Please tell me what you had on your mind.
Jerry? Yeah, I forgot your name.
That's right.
Sorry, it's my first
My name
day.
is Jerry Manager.
Yeah, and I have all these tables that I should be. Honestly, it was irresponsible of you to put me on the
Well,
floors.
you called the meeting.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to tell you that 3 months from now, because it's a little soon, it's my first day still, I'm going to look you in the eyes, and I'm going to say I love you.
All right. Get out there
And
and
that
make
you're
us...
my dad.
Okay.
You're my dad.
You are my son.
Thank you. I love you.
I love you.
Whoa,
Do you
3
want-
months went by real fast.
Well, now that I know he's my dad, I can say
Oh,
that
yeah.
earlier. And
Natalie,
It's platonic.
I just requested that you do not.
Oh yeah,
undermine
sorry.
Jerry, will you
I'm gonna fire you as union.
kiss me on the lips?
I will.
Oh,
Because I love you.
Now get the fuck out of my office.
Okay.
All right.
Give me a kiss. All right, and now Chris Hansen comes in. Why don't you take a seat?
those are good YouTube videos.
Natalie was Chris Hansen the whole time.
Yo,
Yeah.
by the way, Chris Hansen had a fall from grace. By the way, you guys seen this?
Hold. Let's
Okay.
let's end on that.
Okay.
Let's wrap up this apology. Okay.
Chris Hansen is the pedophile.
Apologize.
He had to sit himself down. He had to say, "Why don't I
He
take a
goes
seat?"
in a mirror and he goes, "So, what are you doing here?"
We have these transcripts. He's just reading DMs on his own phone.
To himself.
Sorry to Cub. Sorry about lying lying about being available to work year round, as well as lying about getting a job as a FedEx driver in Fargo, North Dakota, to get out of an uncomfortable situation. Sorry, Cub. I would like to say sorry also to quote unquote Ashley for blocking you on both my cell phone and my home phone.
Yeah. This also reminds me of a time that I got out of a serious 7-year relationship by saying that I just got a job as a FedEx driver. So I would like to
You're
apologize.
kidding me. How does that
Yeah, yeah.
warrant a break? Oh, okay.
I'm just like, we can't do this. I drive.
I'm
truck for
committed
FedEx
now.
Let's do it right now. I'm just kidding.
There's been like 3 breakups.
You have a dump truck ass.
And
It's
I'm a
funny
FedEx truck.
It's
truck
funny
driver.
how that went from like I feel like if
Yeah.
you were to say that to somebody in like 1992, they would be very offended. Like you
A
got,
dump
you got
truck
that dump
ass?
truck ass.
Dude,
Yeah, because they think it's stinky. They would go, "Are you
And big
saying
and
I have
square.
a garbage Ooh, what about a garbage disposal ass?"
That's kind of what an ass is. If you think about
No, you don't put things up. Well, you might.
it. Yeah, man, this is a sex positive
Sorry.
podcast. All right.
It's okay. No, I was gonna say something.
Well, you were the one who was steering us to Chris. What's
Yeah,
his fucking?
yeah. No, it's okay.
Okay, so that's the apology. Sorry to Cub. Sorry to quote unquote Ashley. Sorry to FedEx for the defamation. And yeah, I think that wraps up the apology. Let's end on Chris Hansen. Let's get the fuck out of my office.
Yeah, well,
What were you gonna say? What was the fall from grace?
I think he cheated on his wife or something, and
Well,
now
that's not illegal.
Yeah.
But it is for him, apparently.
Do you think his
Why?
wife sat him down and was like,
Do you think
What
his
are you
wife
doing?
wanted a divorce or he did?
I bet she did if he cheated on her, right?
"It's
'Cause
pretty
nobody-
fun to
nobody
speculate
Oh,
cheats.
he
wildly."
cheated. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, nobody cheats on their spouse and then is like, well, I guess people do. Sometimes they kill their spouse.
Oh, have you ever watched Snapped?
What the
No.
fuck is that?
It's
shit?
a show about wives who kill their husbands. It's always got the same ending, but my mom
I
watches
think I know
it a
how
lot.
this is gonna end.
Yeah,
It's weird that your mom ends it or
yeah,
watches it.
Yeah, so we're always a little suspicious. But
Also, weird that like most other shows, it's like obviously the husband killing their wife, and it's like the first 48, whatever, you know. And this one is like snapped.
yeah, it's like
Girl
it's cool.
boss.
Yeah.
Girl boss.
She whipped and nay-nayed her way into prison.
She's taking down the
Yeah.
patriarchy one homicide at a time.
She twerked her way into a jail cell.
That's got to be on TLC, right?
Girl boss. She killed her husband.
This week after Little People Big World, it snapped.
You know, yeah, let's stop trivializing women who need to kill their husbands. Sometimes Listen, girl.
I, for one, am a
Girl,
feminist.
I'm talking to all the women out there who've killed their
Girl.
husbands. Girl, you got to do what you got to do. And I don't think it should be trivialized.
It was close. I don't know.
I don't know.
I think, maybe we always are saying people need to apologize for things and whatnot, but you know what? Like, I think the people who don't need to apologize are women who kill their husbands.
Yeah, that's like
okay?
usually pretty much always just
Especially like a lot of those women are married to guys who like
are
you know,
ugly.
Are ugly.
Yeah, dude, let's kill more ugly guys.
And also like are like in their 60s or 50s and from a time where guys didn't need to be emotionally intelligent.
Yeah,
You know?
and they've had enough. They're just sick of it. So it's like,
Yeah.
What else are you supposed to do?
get a divorce. That costs money.
Yeah.
And trauma, hello. Like,
Yeah.
come on, just kill the guy, dump him in a pond, dump him in a river. Live your life.
Girl.
Eat, pray,
Yeah.
love. Go eat, pray, love
Yeah.
on his ass, you know?
Yeah, manifest.
Yes, queen.
Yes.
Yeah, live your truth.
Live your truth.
Girl,
That's-
you just gotta live your truth by killing your husband in cold blood.
That's so beautiful. I think you should tweet that. Live your truth. I've never
Yeah.
heard that before. How's that George W. Bush tweet doing, by the way?
I'll
Did
check
it?
it out.
I would love to have the power to just tweet some
Yeah,
some
see,
bullshit.
and then
I drafted up. This is a ancient Roman Stoicism account, and then I was like, "This is gonna get 2 likes. Dude. I can't fucking tweet this shit."
it's only got 21 likes, which I'm like, I'm gonna keep it up.
Honestly,
So many-
Natalie, if a tweet gets 21 likes from me, I'm
Yeah.
like, time to go for a
See-
drive and think about how powerful I am.
I haven't gotten it like that too cocky, you know.
Yeah.
So like, still, if one person likes it, if I find it funny, then it's good.
I've heard people say that, and
That's
sometimes
how we
then-
started this podcast. Was you saying that exactly?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
But then I like reread some of my tweets. I'm like, damn, she's kind of annoying. Like, I hate myself.
Oh my god. What do you think editing this podcast is like? It's like, I'm an unbearable person to be around.
I was trying. When I was listening, I was like, did they edit this? Because like you can't really. I mean, like there aren't that many silences, so it's like not like good places to break and like add.
yeah.
Well, thank you. That's actually a compliment
So I
to
was
me.
like, wow, I'm surprised they can like stay on topic for an hour.
Do you think it's annoying when I laugh when I say something's funny in the middle of saying it?
No.
This is a dangerous game to play.
Okay.
Is getting somebody to
Like
critique the
something,
podcast.
something
to critique the podcast.
like you're making a joke and you laugh.
Yeah, because like I noticed I do that a lot.
No,
Like,
I do that a lot too. Like.
no, that's my thing.
This
Oh
is the
no!
feedback.
I do that.
Actually, I invented it.
This is the feedback that I invented it. So both of you should look up. Okay.
Live your truth.
I invented. Well, you invented that. We just saw you
Honestly,
invent
this
that.
might
I
be a
can't-
good way to end it. Is
Let's
for Natalie.
No,
Oh.
we gotta get the plugs out at the very least. You just love that sign
I love
off so much.
signing off, baby.
All right. Okay, we'll let you get it. But
Okay.
Natalie, thank you so much for coming on this
Yeah.
podcast and meeting us for the first time and immediately recording a podcast.
In a like sketchy basement.
Uh-huh.
And we were in flow state. We entered flow state
Yeah.
during this podcast.
I don't know what that means, but
It's like where you're just off instinct.
oh, I'm just really sociable.
Okay.
Yes.
How come they call it instinct and not in smells good?
Huh?
Instincts.
Again, I think that one went under your head again.
I had to think about it.
Yeah.
Did I tweet that?
Allow me to mansplain Ryan's bad joke real quick. Are you gonna tweet it?
Yeah,
No.
I'm gonna tweet it.
This is horrifying. You've validated many inappropriate behaviors on this
Whatever
podcast.
you want. Live your truth.
I'm tweeting that. I'm stealing it. No credit. Okay, you got anything to plug? Anything you wanna?
Vote. Not today. It's over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you missed it.
Yep.
No, I did.
No,
vote.
that's still
but like
a good
vote
plug.
and like that thing in November. That's about it. I don't. Oh, you can follow me on Twitter, JBFan911. You'll hate it. That's about it.
But you should follow it.
Great plug.
Yeah.
That's honestly on par with the plugs that we do on this podcast. We're bad. We tell people
If
not
you
to come to our
enjoy
shows.
suffering, it's the page for you.
Become a fan of JB Fan 911.
911.
Jonas
Or
Brothers fan 911.
Yeah.
Totally
Sure.
exactly what your handle is.
Yeah.
And Natalie is a truther account, both in terms of 9/11
Masks.
and the Jonas Brothers.
Look
She-
at her followers. They're China
Oh,
virus.
We talk about conspiracy theories a lot.
Ryan, you got anything to plug?
No, but
What's
I'm excited to do this send off.
I know you're so eager.
If you have
All right,
something
I'll
to-
do the plugs. Go submit your anonymous apologies to us. We need more of those. www.grantwinklescomedy.com/WeCoolPodcast. We apologize for you. Go follow us on social media at We Cool Podcast. Do all that good stuff. Rate, review, subscribe. Do all that good stuff. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you, Natalie, for coming on the podcast. Really appreciate it.
And
Wait.
go ahead.
Oh, side note, and I'm really sorry that I have to do this, but I can't believe your last name is Winkles.
Yeah.
Isn't it
Oh,
goofy?
yeah, we were talking about that, right?
Yes.
What if Grant started a business called Grant Winkles anti-wrinkles cream?
Cream.
Winkles anti-wrinkles.
Anti-winkles.
Anti-wrinkles.
It's for babies. It's a baby anti-wrinkle.
It's selling horribly. I shouldn't have staked my entire 401k
There's some
on
wrinkly
that.
babies out there.
God, right when they come out, it's like disgusting.
Yeah,
What,
dude,
dude?
baby's nasty, man.
Yeah,
here's a take. Here's a hot one.
Yeah, take it.
Baby's gross.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, for Natalie and Grant and all of the tiny little people in the world, especially the wrinkly babies,
Tommy Bayer.
and Tommy Bear, who
Was a
is-
wrinkly baby.
was a wrinkly baby and is currently still a wrinkly baby. I'm Ryan Call, and this has been the We Cool Podcast. We did it.
Very good.